Another highlight of the criminal mainstream media, which we the people can have a say on and shut them down. But this is how the mainstream media works behind the scenes. And a freelance journalist this week has gone public about intimidation attempts by a senior MSNBC editor who tried to bully him into keeping a story under wraps on behalf of the Democratic National Committee. Not on behalf of the network, no, the Democrats. And MSNBC politics managing editor Daphne Linder tried to pressure Yasser Ali, a journalist who has written for the Huffington Post and the New York Magazine in the past, into holding back the release of the Democratic primary debate dates. And Ali has claimed in a series of tweets Linder wasn't trying to beat him to the story or calling on behalf of her own network at all. She was acting wholly on behalf of the DNC. This is how they operate. And whilst this technically is a news item rather than an op-ed, it's through it in op-eds that I do to expose further the criminal mainstream media and how they really operate. How do we change it? Stop watching it. Turn it off. Don't set your TV channel to come on to the news. Turn it off. Put it on another channel. Even if you're leaving on and not listening to it, it registers. Let's get it down to where nobody is watching or listening to their drivel. Target their Twitter sites and other sites they've got. Call them out as liars. And the newsreaders as treasonous sellouts, which is exactly what they are. This is, again, part news item, part exposure. Mr. Trump reacted yesterday, to a request made to the IRS by the House Democrats for 6 years of his tax returns, saying he was not inclined to make them public as they remain under audit. And the Democrats are seeking Trump's tax returns to investigate allegations of corruption against the president and his businesses, and the president's legal team is promising a vigorous fight to keep them private. So, as the Russian collusion ends, in comes business collusion, and this is going to run for months on end also. Who's pushing this? Alexandra Cortez again. Fine, Miss Cortez. You publish your payments from the Clinton Foundation and others showing you are a paid actor acting as a politician. Mr. Trump should be out now, not me. Fake politician paid by the Clinton Foundation and others to act as a politician, but she's not. Or how about, Miss Cortez, we audit the Fed? Or how about we audit the IRS? Or the DOD? Or the various agencies? Or even better, the so-called security services groups who are operating as the government? How about pushing that forward, Miss Cortez? Then we can really see what is and what is not important. And while we're at it, why don't you ask, can we see all of Obama's papers? Oops. Or how about you tell the public why you are pushing the Green Deal? Why? Because the deal would bring in millions or billions of dollars for the Pelosi's. Oops. Now, Miss Cortez identifies herself as a Catholic and described her faith and its impact on her life and campaign for criminal justice reform in an article in America recently. That magazine called The Jesuit Order in the United States. It gets worse. Because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is actually a Sephardic Jewish person. Oops. Although she says she doesn't practice the faith, she kept that quiet. Yet again, born in New York, yet again with Jewish ancestry. And I hope people are beginning to see the depth of this problem. The problem is not that they are Jewish per se. It's the fact that so many of these people are running this country, and badly I might add. And how they just spring into prominent positions with little to no background. Bearing in mind, Cortez is only 29 years old and was waiting on tables and working as a bartender a couple of years ago. How can you go from one to the other? Suddenly thrust into the middle of a political circle, way beyond normal guidelines. It doesn't make any sense. And it only makes sense if there was some collusion, funny enough, Mrs. Cortez, to get her there. You see, Miss Cortez cited collusion when she has been the beneficiary of collusion. Expose her, because that woman is fake. Paid actor.